Now, your weekly dose of inspiration, perspiration, and just the right amount of bull defecation. The Get You Some Radio Show with your host, the Vice President of Making Shit Happen, Terry Lancaster.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Get You Some Radio Show. I want you to think of a number. I want you to think of a number. What percentage of your business, what percentage of your customers, what percentage of your income comes from your activities, what you do, building new relationships and building better relationships online and in real life? Think about that number. Go ahead and write it down. I asked a buddy of mine the same question. He sells cars in Fayetteville, Arkansas, at Lewis Ford over there. His name is Joey Book. I asked him what percentage of your business, of your customers, of your income, of your livelihood comes from your ability to build relationships online and in real life. And he told me 80%. Knocked me out of my chair. If you're not getting 80% of your income, of your customers, from your relationships that you're building on social media and your real life friends that you're building and connecting the dealership with, you're missing out on something. So we're going to be back with Joey Book to talk about how he does that right after this.
Make more friends. Sell more cars. 97% of car shoppers say they would prefer to know their salesperson before they ever set foot in the dealership. People buy from people they know, like, and trust, and they refer their family and friends to people they know, like, and trust. Visit terrylancaster.org to learn how your sales staff can get more reviews, more referrals, and more repeat business by building better, stronger, more authentic relationships online and in real life. terrylancaster.org.
Joey Book, how you doing, brother? Welcome to the Get You Some Radio Show.
Man, I'm doing fantastic, Terry. First of all, thank you so much for having me on. It's an honor to be able to speak at these things. I love being the getting asked questions on how it works and how am I doing it and why am I doing it? Do I live in a huge, area with millions and millions of people? And the answer is no. It's a bunch of small communities, and that's part of it, is being in those local communities and building that Joey Book brand that everybody starts to know and love, and they just want some of it.
Yeah. Hey, I tell you the thing that jumped out at me. I was flipping through, and I'm connected with a lot of salespeople on social media. So I see a lot of stuff go by, and something went by on your timeline the other day. It was just a little stupid little picture that you posted. Everyone showed up for morning roll call in their red shirts, and you were wearing the blue shirt. And instead of hiding that, right, you turned lemons into lemonade. You popped that up on social media and, dummy of the day or whatever. I forget even what you said, but you just kind of poked a little fun at yourself. And then all your friends jumped in and poked fun at you. And all of a sudden you've got conversations going there with different people.
Had conversations going. I had customers coming in, and I sold 3 cars that day. So, it was one of those things that I told our owners, hey, listen, maybe I'm going to show up in blue shirt every Saturday. I'm a little superstitious. So, it was, can you spot the knot? And, people ate it up there. It was a sea of red shirts. And then there I am standing there in the middle, so happened to be caught in the middle of it, the blue shirt. So, it's just one of those things that, as a dealership group, we all laugh and make fun of. And, the guy wore the wrong color shirt. He buys lunch for the whole dealership. And, our my social media friends and fans, they just ate that up. They took it as, hey, Joey's just stepping out of the box and doing out of the ordinary. It's just what he does.
Yeah. And then, so you and I, that's what started the conversation with us. So you and I started, and I asked you the question, how do you get 80%? How much do you get? And you told me 80%. So I started going through your timelines, and you actually sent me a screenshot of something that you were getting. You had posted something about a car, and all of a sudden there's one of their friends going, hey, Joe, Joey's got this car. You ought to go see that. Weren't you looking for that car? I don't remember exactly what it was, but you had referrals coming in.
Yeah.
Just from people saying, I know a guy.
It was that second that you had sent that to me too. It wasn't something that I went back a year in advance and said, hey, I found this one time this happened. It was, you sent that and said, how much of it's social media? I said, 80%. Here's an example. I just posted this 30 minutes ago and I already have somebody tagged in it wanting to know, hey, what do you think about this car? I know you're in the market. Here's my guy, Joey. Joey, what's your app? It's that's how it starts with social media.
Yeah. It just starts with friends talking. So, well, let me ask you this: how many friends do you have on Facebook?
I've narrowed it down. Whenever I do these shows like this and Auto Dealer Live and things like that, and all these trainers that have helped me so far along the way, they start mentioning my name, and salespeople start following me and adding me as a friend, and that's all great and everything. But I also have to clear that up for my customers, because obviously the salespeople aren't going to buy cars from me. Yeah. Now, I do have people that have been salespeople that have gotten out of the business, and they send me their customers, knowing the relationship that we've had and what I've helped them along the way with. But I have to kind of clean that up. But I would say around 2,000, 2,500 is where I keep it. Yeah. And there's some top salespeople like Bill Have and Mike Davenport and stuff that I follow and make sure that I stay friends with and keep them connected, so that I can make sure and learn and grow from them as well, just like other people do from me.
Yeah, you have to connect with them, but they're not your audience. They're not the people that you're talking to, that you're posting videos for, and you're not talking, because they're not going to buy cars from you. It's the 2,000, 2,500 people right there, within what, 50 to 100 miles of Fayetteville, Arkansas, where most of your friends and referrals are going to come from.
That's right. And the majority of my customers come from local communities of 4,500 to 5,000 people in the community. And, I'm in Fayetteville, which is a town of 80,000 people, home of the Hogs and stuff. But, I've got to market to that small town. That's right. Woo pig. Yeah. But I got to market to that small town. And so that's where I want to be, is in the Chamber of Commerce and stuff like that. But when I'm at those Chamber of Commerce meetings, I'm adding all those business owners to my Facebook page. And, whenever I go to Facebook, and I'll stop by, like I did a local coffee shop earlier this month, I sold them a car. I posted a picture of their car, stopped by and see them, blah, blah, blah. They gave me some coupons for free, some Dole Whip. I'm not really even sure what that is, but they gave me some free coupons. So what I did is I took those coupons, and I went and took some extra money, and I went to their place. I bought a bunch of their Dole Whips, and I took them to the telephone company. I took them to the dentist office. I took them to all the local flower shops and the automotive shops. And, while I was doing that, it wasn't to go out and sell cars that day. It was to go out and build relationships and add people on Facebook. But the next day I had 2 people that were interested in cars, all from that, just from going out in the local community and adding them on Facebook and them kind of seeing who I am. So.
Well, and one thing I like about what you're doing, I think if you go to your page right now, of course, I was stalking you before we came on the show because I wanted to know what to talk about. Yeah. So one of the most recent posts you've got on, there's a guy who bought a truck from you, and he's like a plumber or electrician or something. You've got his logo in the picture of him buying the car. Here's the new truck for Pickett's lumberyard.
Pickett Construction. Yep.
Yeah, that's what was it, Pickens Construction.
Pickett Construction. Yeah, it's just it's one of those things that I want people to know, that if they're a small business and they're in the market for a vehicle, if they come to me, I'm going to send them business just like they're sending me business. Yeah. I want that referral network to grow.
Yeah. You're actually, I had this conversation with people, especially when they start talking about, how much salespeople are doing benefits to salespeople. Who's the star? Is it the salesperson the star? Is it the dealership's the star? And when it's done right, it's the customer that's the star. And that's what you're doing. Right. You're lifting your customers up.
That's right. And that's what they want to feel. They want a great buying experience, and they want to feel like they're somebody important to them while they're buying a vehicle, but not just while they're buying, after they're buying as well.
Yeah. So
it's old school. It's the old school way that people don't want to do old school stuff anymore. And I'm sitting here using the new school and killing it with the old school.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people out there that want old school. They're tired of the new school.
Yeah, friends buying from friends. You're not treating everybody like a number. You're not acting like a robot, reading them the same canned script all the time. You're actually building relationships and building friendships with these people.
That's exactly right.
So you talked about going to the Chamber of Commerce, and this is one thing I have a conversation about this. So I'm going to ask you. I ask this a lot of times when I'm training salespeople or talking to them, and I say, okay, how many of you went to a Chamber of Commerce meeting or a Rotary Club this week, or a Civitan's Club meeting this week, or just any local business networking meeting? How many of the actual salespeople in the room went to just a local networking meeting? And the answer is 0. I mean, how many car salespeople do you see at Chamber of Commerce meetings or Rotary Club meetings or something like that?
None. That's why I'm there.
Yeah. So, and every person there drove a car to get there. every person there lives 40 or 50 miles away from the store. So they're a potential customer for you. And they're expecting you to put a business card in their hand and reach out and contact them and tell them what you do for a living.
That's right, Terry. And I'll tell you this, the reason that got me into that stuff is Fran Taylor came by. He's a great trainer, and he teaches a lot of older school tech stuff and techniques and stuff. And he told me, he said, listen, on your biggest sale day that you have at the dealership, there's more people that are out there ready to buy than there will ever be at your dealership. And so that's why people don't leave their dealership, is they're afraid that they're going to miss that lot up. They're going to miss that one customer, that one small percentage chance that somebody's going to walk into the dealership and they're going to miss that customer. Whereas I'm going out there and I'm going to find and put my name out there, because the people that are at those, not like you said, they're driving vehicles, but if I can build a great enough relationship with them, they're going to send me business.
Well, that's right.
Now, it may not be that day, but
yeah,
it's close.
They're going to send you business because they know people who need car, and that's it. When you make a friend, you're actually not just making a friend with them, you're making a friend with them and all of their friends. So it's not necessarily about that first degree to connection. It's those second degree connections is where the honey is, building that referral network, which is two connections removed from you.
That's exactly right. And so those people may not be coming in to buy that day. I may miss a lot of, but you know what? Me going to that meeting probably turns into 3 or 4 car deals, not just one lot up.
So let me ask you this, and this is the question: the lot up and the guy you meet at the Chamber of Commerce meeting, that's a different kind of customer. They're going to talk to you different ways. You're going to talk to them in different ways. Tell me about the difference between those two kinds of customers.
Yeah, you know what, the guy that you meet at the Chamber of Commerce is going to become a friend, and it's going to be somebody that you talk to as a friend. You know, whenever I go to those events, I always give out my digital business card, and whenever I hand that out, you know, it's got my website, payment calculator, stuff like that. So that customer is doing all the research before they ever even come to see me. They've narrowed it down. The guy that I just sold the car to, he said, hey, I'm narrowing it down between these 3 cars. I sent him walk around videos of the cars, and he came in and picked out the one that he wanted. Was in and out in no time.
Yeah.
You know, but that's just part of, like you're saying, the lot up. It's something you don't even want to get to. Once you get spoiled on not taking lot ups like I do, then you know it's something you never want to go back to. So, but that's what Facebook does, is you don't take lot ups anymore. You've got more people dropping in. I had just it was pouring down rain here. I don't know if you looked at the weather here or not, but
yeah,
it was pouring down rain, storming like crazy. And I had 3 different sets of customers here, and I was trying to get them with other sales just a little bit ago. And I was trying to get them with somebody else. And one guy was a referral from a credit union that I have an established relationship with. And I said, hey man, listen, here's the keys to the truck that you want to look at. I just found out you were coming. You know, I work off of appointments generally, but I'll get you in and out. Mm-hmm. He said, hey man, listen, I'll wait for the greatest. I'm not in a big hurry. Yeah. And I said, hey, I got to run this paperwork to finance. I'll be back in 3 minutes. He said, man, take 15 minutes. I'm willing to wait for it. And so, you know, you get those customers that build up to that once you start doing Facebook, because they see it's like an amusement park. You know, when they come here to buy a car, they see all the hype. They see the red carpet. They see me driving around on my Segway and giving people Red Bulls. And, you know, yesterday, the guy from Pickett Construction, I posted Clearly Canadian, that drink that's
there's a water drink kind of
old. Yeah. And, you know, and I just found him. And so I posted it, and he came and sat in my office. And he said, listen, I'm buying a truck today. I want one of those Clearly Canadians, and I want a BlackBerry one. You know, I mean, that's something that breaks the ice of, he told me, hey, I'm buying a truck today.
Yeah.
You're not wasting $2.25 on me. You know, I'm going to buy something. Just give me one. And, you know, it's just part of that. It's part of the hype and the circus that people see. You know, people go to the Silver Dollar City here because it's an amusement park, and every time they go, it's something different, something fun and exciting. And that's what they do when they come to see me. It's fun. It's exciting. It's upbeat. It's fast. You know, so
yeah, and it's just Joey being Joey, right? It's just another day in the life.
I always, when I started doing this business, I told people, I said, I'm not a car salesman. I don't like car salesmen, just like you don't like car salesmen. I'm going to be the complete opposite of any car salesman you ever had. I'm here to help you, not sell you. And, you know, that gets people to realize that I'm a real person, and I'm not just here to try and screw them over on their next car purchase. I'm here to help them find a car and be here for them afterwards.
Yeah, and that's where
it leads to so many referrals.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
The experience is what leads to the referrals. You're giving them a complete customer experience. You're giving them the show, and then you're treating them the way they want to be treated, because you're treating them the way that you would like to be treated, and they want their friends and family to be treated that way.
That's exactly right. You know what? I never let people leave if they're a referral, if they're getting referred to by somebody, or they're buying a car and I'm friends with them already on Facebook. I'm tagging the person that just referred them. I just did just a second ago. I tagged Doug Kissinger that sent me a referral, and he was the first person to comment on it. So
yeah,
now Doug, all of his friends, which is let's see, I got it pulled up here. He has, it doesn't show. He's got over 500 friends. Okay, so this guy has 500 friends that all see that Doug was just tagged in a picture with a guy that most people of his friends won't know, but they'll click on it and see why Doug was tagged in that post. And it's, hey, congratulations, Doug gets $100. So they're like, whoa, how did Doug get $100?
Yeah,
you know.
And then
so
everybody's gonna be hitting Doug. You know, it's Doug's turn to buy the beer now. You know, it's all his friends are gonna jump in the conversation.
That's exactly right. And you know what? They may see that Doug sends me 2 or 3 referrals, and I keep popping up on their timeline with Doug. And you know, the next time they want to buy a car, they're going to reach out to Doug and go, "Hey, I know you got a vehicle, guy. I just don't know what his name is. What can you tell me what his name is, or tag me?" And you know what? That's another referral. And Doug's happier than ever. You know, he's making $300, $400, $500 with doing nothing.
So tell me this: when do you become? If let's say you take an up that didn't, you take a lot up, or Doug sends you a customer that you don't know from Adam, but he buys a car from you because Doug referred you. When do you friend Doug's friend and add him to that network?
That day. That is whenever they're in here when we're sitting here waiting for finance, we're becoming friends on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. Yeah. I'm friending them on everything.
Yeah.
But you know, one thing that I do is I have a very, very clean Facebook and Instagram. You know, I don't do politics. I don't talk about gun laws. I don't do any of that stuff. You know, I don't talk about anything politics whatsoever.
Right.
I don't talk, you know, you'll see me post religious stuff, but that's just, you know, I'm just going to post it. So, but you know what, I get more likes on Bible verses than I do not putting them on there. So why not, you know?
And as long as it's not
people
causing
follow
argument.
me for being positive and upbeat. Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, there's always pictures out there. You know, everybody sees those memes and they're hilarious. But you know, it's that extra step that I take. That if I see something funny, instead of sharing it, I'll click share and I'll send it in a private message to some of my friends instead of sharing it on my page that will offend somebody.
Yeah.
And so you know, I keep the page clean so that whenever I have somebody that comes on there, they're not like, oh man, they're not sitting here waiting for finance and going, can you believe that he's voting for this way? Or can you believe that he believes in this? And we're not buying a car. Come on, let's go somewhere else. Because people are like that. They get highly offended about politics. And they will not buy a car from you. They won't tell you why. They just won't do it. They're not going to send you any business because of it.
And I want to go back to what you just said. You're sitting in finance, or you walk out of the room and they pick up their phone and they stalk you. If they don't know you, they're going to find out who you are. As soon as your back's turned, they're trying to find out everything they can find out about you because they want to know who they're dealing with.
Yeah, they're about to spend, you know, the average $15,000 to $30,000, maybe even $70,000 on a vehicle. Why wouldn't you want to know who you're going to spend time with or money on? You know, they look around my office and I have pictures of my family everywhere, and that kind of is warming to them. But you know, they want to make sure that I'm not some jicky car salesman on the other side, just, you know, going down on our local bar street and just slamming shots left and right with the money that I'm making from their car sale. You know, they want to see that it's going to a good cause. And, you know, they may go on there and see that I'm donating backpacks for kids with the police department, or trick or treating with the cops, and, you know, stuff like that. They want to see that kind of stuff. They don't want to see, you know, you out drinking and having a good time with all your buddies. You know, they want to know that you're being responsible with their money. And, you know, it's a trust and confidence. That's where it comes from, you know, is, hey, I'm going to spend money with this guy. He's going to pour it back into the local community. This dealership is local. They're going to pour it into the community. I'm doing this community a favor by buying a car from them. And that's what I want people to feel like.
Yeah, that's awesome. And one thing, they're going to stalk you. So they're looking around to find out what you do. And they're going to look around to find out how you do business. So they're going to look at what other customers of yours have said. So reviews are important. Everyone's got to get reviews for the dealership and for themselves. How do you turn all of this into better reviews so that people can find out how you do business, what they just can't see? I mean, they can tell pretty much right off the bat if they scroll 2 pictures down on your Facebook, they're going to see you having fun and delivering cars. But how can they find out what other people say? How you point them in that direction?
Well, it's another thing of going into finance when they're waiting to go to finance, as car sales. And we know that process could take anywhere from 15 minutes to an 800 score with nobody, with 10% down. And, it's an easy breezy deal, but, they still have to punch it in and get everything ready. The fastest finance deal is going to be 15 minutes to get in there.
Right.
That's 15 minutes to get a review.
Yeah.
Get a Facebook friend. But if let's just say on a Saturday or something, finance could be backed up an hour. It could be an hour before they're even getting submitted and there's 2 people ahead of them. You have to entertain your customers, and doing so is getting reviews. I get reviews for my app, I get reviews for my Facebook page, I get reviews for the Lewis Facebook page, I get it for Google. It's just one of those things. You send it out and you get it. And you just, if you explain to people and they've had a great experience, hey, a lot of customers are trying to figure out where to buy a car. They may not, know me from Facebook. They may not ever meet you. But if you leave a review and they come in and say, hey, I'm here because such and such left this review about you and I want that same experience, I'm going to send you a $100 referral because you got them to come to me. Mm-hmm. And then people are jacked up, and you want to talk about some of the best reviews you'll get. They're writing one trying to sell somebody to come and see you, somebody they'll never meet or talk to. So this mysterious $100 bill just shows up in their post office box.
So you're getting reviews before you deliver the red carpet delivery experience.
Absolutely. People know that they're getting it. They see it. They have a red carpet right behind me.
Yeah.
People know that they're getting the red carpet. They see pictures of it. They've heard about it. It's becoming a huge deal, and it's becoming well known. And I just started doing it in January, which is kind of the funny thing is it's just now starting, and it's just a huge snowball right now, and I'm loving every second of it.
Hey, well, I'm going to throw this in there. You've got the red carpet delivery. I've got some other friends down in Alabama who they've got a championship wrestling belt. So everybody who comes in and buys a car, they get a picture taken with this, heavyweight championship wrestling belt.
Yeah, there you go. It's just all about the experience. That just goes back to people want to have fun and they want that atmosphere, and people come here for that, and people will go there for that.
So we talk about the referrals and the reviews and building the relationships and the red carpet treatment. Let's bring it down to the last R. Tell us about the results. How does this affect you? How does it affect your bottom line? How does it affect your family, your livelihood? How does it affect Lewis Ford? What's the end game from all this? How has this changed your life?
Well, the end game to all this is just, obviously more gross. People know you, like you, and trust you when they follow you on Facebook. They like you said, they stalk you before they ever set foot in the dealership. I get random ads for Facebook friends all the time, and I may know 1 or 2 mutual friends, and where most people are thinking that's spam, I know that's somebody that's looking to buy a car. My profile is completely open. I don't have it set up private whatsoever. Yeah. I want people to, if they're considering me, to click on it, because I get tagged probably countless number of times on these NWA cars for sale, just local Facebook groups. Yeah. And so people say, call Joey Book, he'll take care of you. Well, they scroll over my name, they click on my profile, they're going to look at me and see what kind of person I am. And, doing so, it gets them to know me, like me, and trust me without ever even meeting me. Yeah. I have people that come and sit in my office and they're like, hey, I saw that your son Caden did this, and Ashley, your wife, did this. And I'm like, who are you? I don't even know you. I've never met you before. How do you know that? Like, oh, I saw that you went and did this with your family this weekend. How was it? I've been thinking about doing it. It's like, how do you know that? But it's all Facebook. It's all having an open profile. Yeah. But that leads to them knowing me, liking me, and trusting me, and giving us something to talk about without me ever having to try and build that relationship and that rapport. It's already built before I even have to say anything. They come in and they already know what we're going to talk about without me knowing what we're going to talk about. Yeah. All I have to do is show them the car. They're going to love the car. They've done all the research on the car. They've done every bit of it. They've done the payment calculated. They know what they're going to do. They know what they're going to put down. And so they look at that and they're like, man, I just want to talk to this guy about his family. I want to look at the car. I want to drive it. And then I want to leave him a review. And then I want to take my picture on the red carpet. And that's what the experience is about.
Yeah. And the gross is higher.
Yeah, I mean, there's no need to discount anything.
Yeah,
we value price. All of our vehicles are accessible. Negotiation isn't necessary.
Well, that's the key.
They know.
your gross is higher, but you can't cheat them anyway. You can't cheat anyone. But so you got to have your lowest prices on the internet, so everybody gets a good deal. And so you don't have to spend any time fighting over it.
There's no need to fight over it. It's something that everybody knows is the price is what we've advertised, and they've done the research. So like I said, they've already picked out the car. They know what it is. You know, they know what the prices are. They know we're competitive. They just want the experience.
Yeah, the car is not the star. The experience is the star.
No.
All right, Joey.
That's exactly right.
My promise to everyone who takes 30 minutes out of their day to watch the Get You Some radio show is you're going to leave with one thing that you can put into action in your life today to start making your life better, to creating health, happiness, and prosperity. In our case, we're talking to a lot of auto sales people today. So what can they do today to start selling more cars, to start building better relationships and getting more referrals and more reviews? So I ask every guest to give me one action step that people can put down their phone as soon as they quit watching the show, and they can put into action in their life.
I would say the very first thing, and I've already touched on this, is go clean up your profile, your Facebook profile, make it completely public where people can drop in and see it. You want people to be able to know you, like you, and trust you without you ever even meeting them. That's a huge step. And videos are a huge step to that as well. You want to do. I hate doing videos. I can't. Videos are probably one of the worst things that I ever started doing. And I would do a video, and it would take probably 200 cuts. I'm not exaggerating. It'd be 200 cuts of one 45-second video.
Oh my goodness.
So finally my owner was like, just do a Facebook Live.
Yeah.
He's like, people like you. Just do a live. You're going to mess up, but guess what? You're the only one that knows you messed up. It was so easy. People tune in. They have notifications set when I go live, so they can watch me and communicate with me and talk to me and say, hey, Joey, how are you? How's this? How are those Clearly Canadians you posted the other day? I want to get one when I buy my next car. Oh, by the way, I want to buy one Saturday. I'll be there Saturday at your mall sale. It's just they communicate with that. And if you do a video, regular one, then I don't get that communication.
Right.
So clean up your profile, make it public, and do some Facebook Lives. I know that was more than one, but you know what? I'm rolling.
Joey, I'll take 3 or 4. I'll take whatever you got. This has been gold, brother. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. It's Joey Book at Lewis Ford in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Sells 80% of his business. 80% of his business comes from his building relationships online and real life. Joey Book, thank you so much for being on the show. Let me know what I can do to help you.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
You guys have a great day.
Get You Some Radio. You've been listening to the Get You Some Radio Show. Subscribe today at terrylancaster.tv to hear more episodes, win valuable cash and prizes, and get free training to help you create an army of buyers who know, like, and trust you before they've ever even met you. It's a big, wide world, boys and girls. Get out there and get you some.